So, Batman v Superman. If you haven't clicked on some of my videos concerning that, it's okay. But I just did some interviews with some people coming out of the cinema on their thoughts on Batman v Superman and how they felt about the movie. Okay? And that's in the video just before this one. However, I must advise you, if you haven't seen the movie yet, there will be spoilers in those interviews, and you may not want to look at those interviews until you've seen the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie yet, go see the movie quickly so you don't have to get spoiled all over the place. Okay? So you can join in the discussion. If you didn't like it, fine. If you liked it, fine. But everybody's different. All right? Now, how is this movie doing? Well, let's look at this article here on Yahoo that I just found. It says, yup, the critics nailed it. Batman v Superman surpasses 700 million at the box office. And, you know, the critics are, by and large, usually correct about movies. But in the case of this particular movie, they were just dead wrong. And I remember another movie where they were dead wrong. It was The Punisher back in 2004. The critics hated that movie. The fans enjoyed it. They got about 65% for that movie, and that movie did pretty good at the box office as well. So good that they had a sequel to it. And if you look at this article, it says, are film critics in this day and age completely useless? Of course not. They're not completely useless. We wondered as much in a recent post after nearly every notable movie critic out there slammed Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice in their reviews. You can read a quick review roundup right here. It even got to the point where Zack Snyder and several members of the film's cast had to defend the movie in interviews ahead of its opening. Well, if you're looking for evidence that the general public completely ignores film critics, you've found it. After enjoying one of the biggest openings in box office history, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice just passed 700 million worldwide. Warner Brothers announced earlier this week that its epic clash of DC Comics titans was on the brink of topping 700 million globally at the box office. The figure was topped on Tuesday, and it took the Batman v Superman movie no less than 2 full weeks to reach the major milestone. For comparison, Man of Steel took 14 weeks to pull in 668 million worldwide following its release in 2013. What's most interesting about Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice isn't just the amount of money it's pulling in or the speed at which it's raking in all that cash. It's the discrepancy between critics' opinions and fans' opinions. The new Snyder film has a 29% from the critics according to Rotten Tomatoes. But meanwhile, more than 191,000 fan ratings have rated it at 70%. On comicbook.com, which is basically where you can go and find out all information concerning comics, the movie is ranked number 3 all time behind only The Dark Knight and Batman Begins. And let's just go check out comicbook.com. This is comicbook.com, and you can see that the rankings of these films are The Dark Knight. And this is the second in the Dark Knight trilogy, right? Nolan's films. Then Batman Begins. And then Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice is number 3. And then we have all these other films in this listing. Dark Knight Rises, Deadpool, excellent film. Batman, this is the original Batman, Michael Keaton, 1989. Man of Steel, Captain America the Winter Soldier was a pretty good movie, but I actually like Captain America the First Avenger much more than that one though. X-Men Days of Future Past was an excellent movie. 300, I don't know what 300 is doing so high up. I think 300 doesn't belong in that category, but that's what people voted. You know, you can go and just put in your rating here, and this is what 742 users said. Spider-Man was really great, okay? And you can see how many users ranked this movie, okay? Man of Steel, yeah, Batman, Deadpool was pretty high. Wow, look at that. Batman v Superman, 8,210 people. This is much more than anybody else here. That's to tell you how much the comic book fans loved this movie. And Watchmen is in there. X-Men First Class, Guardians of the Galaxy, Marvel's The Avengers is up in there, V for Vendetta, Spider-Man 2, Kingsman, I have to go watch that movie, Ant-Man, The Crow, Superman, the original Superman, X-Men United, and that's basically it. So if you look at this is really great because comic book fans really seem to have dug this movie and enjoyed it. And I want to just say that Batman v Superman, you know, after interviewing all these different people, I realized on the ground is different to what I'm seeing online with the people with reviews and stuff. And I think this movie's going to break the $1 billion mark. I really do believe that. It's going to break it. I don't know where it's going to end up after that billion. It's probably going to climb and climb and climb. But it's going to break the $1 billion mark. I do believe that. It has about, what, a month left? And of course, the naysayers are going to try and broadcast online, but it's way past them now. This is totally in the hands now, people. If you haven't seen this movie, you need to go see it. Go see this movie. I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Because one person is going to say this movie was great. Another person is going to say it was crap. You may not be either of those people. You might say it is in between. You might say it's good, or you may say it's okay. But at the end of the day, you cannot enter the discussion about it unless you've seen it. So go see it. And for those of you who already seen it, and you may want to go look at it again, get a nice grouping and go see it again. Look, guys. And those of you who have seen it, and you haven't gone on Rotten Tomatoes and left a comment there or do a review, as they say, and rated it, go rate it on Rotten Tomatoes too. Let me tell you guys why I say this. I say this because it's very important. There's a lot of you out there I know who like this movie, enjoyed the movie, and you rate it a certain way. And you have comments about it, and I just interviewed a couple people, and I realized that. So go out there, make your voice known. You need to have a say in this thing. All right? You need to make your voice as loudly known as possible, because the critics said one thing, but they're a very small amount of people. And what basically these critics do is they watch film a lot. Okay? And then they say what's good and bad about it. But that doesn't mean, just because they watch film a lot, this film is unique. It has broken barriers and has entered into new frontiers. And we want to see more films like this. We don't just want to see formula films. We don't want to just see formula comic book movies. We want to see films like this. This is like an indie artist in the film industry. You guys need to support this. If you like it, don't just walk away saying I like it. Go make your voice known. So go up on Rotten Tomatoes, Metacritic, IMDb, and put in your vote. Put in your ratings. Put in your review. Alright, guys, and if you haven't seen the movie, go see it this weekend. Look, if you can see it during the week, see it during the week. I've seen this movie 4 times. I got to see it one more time at IMAX. I need to see it 5 times at least. Alright, you guys, you have a great week.